everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree Buonomo. Hi if you're new here, or hey if you've been here before. And today I'm going to be doing the Share the Love Authortube tag that was created by Sara Lubratt. So I've actually watched two videos recently that were about kind of like giving back to the community and sharing like the love of the channels you watch, and I just really wanted to be a part of that too and do my part to share the love back to everyone. So the way that I'm going to do this today is I'm not going to go into all the fancy stuff most likely when I'm editing and like put people on the screen. Maybe if I'm feeling fancy and ambitious, maybe I will, but more likely than not, any of the questions that I have answers for, I will leave the links for the people that I mentioned below those questions in the description box, so you can go check all of them out down below. Now, without further ado, let's just get into the tag. So the first question is to introduce yourself, tell you guys what I write and what kind of content I create on YouTube. So as I already mentioned in the beginning of this, I'm Bree Buonomo. I mostly create Authortube and BookTube content on here, but I kind of like to explore and expand when I can, just based on my interests. So I've done a few challenge videos, particularly with like exercise. I think I have one or two maybe on there now. I do writing experiments for the Authortube content and vlogs. I also do BookTube, which is like hauls and reviews and talking about like what I read in a month. And occasionally I do tags. I also do sometimes, and hopefully more often, I will be incorporating witchy content. So yeah, I just like to share all little things about myself when I can. As far as what I write, I primarily write fantasy, but I am not exclusive to fantasy. I've also dabbled in sci-fi, which is usually pretty closely related, and then I do contemporary as well. I do also write horror and I write poetry, but at this point in time, I'm primarily focusing on the fantasy writing so that I can one day be traditionally published. Question number 2 is, who was the first authortuber you found? And this is a super hard question because I don't really know. I know I started watching a lot of BookTube at first, and I feel like the BookTube content started to mesh in with the writing, especially because some of the BookTubers that I watched would also talk about their writing. So the first one that I know that comes to mind is Kate's Book Date, or Katie Wismer. So she did a BookTube channel first and foremost, and she still does talk about books on her channel, but she does a lot more of her Authortube and editing and being an editor herself, and she does videos on that. So I do think that she was one of the first ones that I started seeing morphing into more Authortube territory. And then I feel like after her, the two that come to mind immediately, the first one is Alexa Dunn, and I think I gravitated towards her channel because she is a traditionally published author, and that's what I would also like to be one day. So I felt like her videos were very useful. And then I feel like it was probably Kate Kavanaugh's videos started popping up, and I think I started watching a lot of her experiment videos because those got very popular, especially like the Stephen King one. I don't know if she was like first, but I also started seeing more videos from Jenna Morassi, Vivian Reese, and Kristen Martin, which would be recommended to me. And I also think that they were recommended because I would watch a lot of productivity and routine videos. So because I was watching like book related content and routine related content, the Authortube writing routine content started coming up for me. And I believe Vivian and Kristen at least had those types of videos, whereas Jenna was more of like how-tos. So I kind of started getting recommended all of them. And from there, I started finding all of like just tons and tons of channels. Like there's a never ending supply, and I love it. Question number 3 is, which Authortuber have you most recently discovered? It's kind of hard, but I think this is probably the most accurate one. And the person that I most recently followed a few weeks ago was Charlotte K. So Charlotte is also a reader and a writer, and she only has 3 videos up currently, but I have really enjoyed watching them. And I do hope she posts some more because I just checked and it has been 2 months since she's posted, but I have really enjoyed the 3 videos she posted currently, and I hope she does more soon. She only has 26 followers, so I definitely think you guys should go give her some love because the 3 videos she has are great. Question number 4 are, what Authortubers are your favorite to watch? So I feel like this is a loaded question because I have Authortubers as friends now. So I feel like it's almost a cop-out to say all of them. but I want to say all of them because I don't know, when you know people, it's just so much better to watch like the content that they're creating and you want to support them. So I will kind of briefly recap here as well and put them down in the description. So Sara Lubratt made this tag, and I would also include her on videos I love to watch because I love watching writing experiments, and she does great experiments. I just love kind of getting her feedback and seeing where she's going with everything. For vlog content, Diane Marie always has a stunning presentation in all of her vlogs. I love Helene Foy, and also Helene does some skit videos, which I just think are magnificent and they're great. And Sarah Sutton also does really good vlogs, and I just feel like I love watching all of them and getting to see little pieces of their life. Kelly Wright and Zara Hoffman also do various kind of content like vlogs, and Sarah does musical theater, and Kelly kind of talks about like all the projects that she's doing, and they're great. I love supporting them. The same thing with Autumn Ashley. She also does vlogs, and she hosts a lot of the writing streams and a lot of them that I'm usually in, so I can't say that I don't like watching her stuff. Angela Ann does like, she's just a powerhouse, that woman, but she does a lot of reading content as well, and I love that because I love seeing both reading and writing content, as that is also what I do. So I always love hearing her recommendations and just various things that she's talking about in her book and writing endeavors. And then my friend Brooke writes as well. Even though Brooke has not posted a video in a hot minute, she's also done vlogs and book tags and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend all of them below. And aside from the people that I regularly talk to, I do like watching Kate Kavanagh's writing experiment videos and Alexa Dunn's traditional publishing stuff. And then additionally, Ginger Reads Laney and Lindsay Puckett both have the like perfect aesthetic vlogs for like witchy stuff as well, because I just feel like we are secretly soul sisters, the three of us, because we vibe. At least I think we vibe, even though they don't really know me very well. But I absolutely adore their vlogs, and they recently got agents in the last couple of months, and they are working towards getting their first book published. And again, as someone that's on a journey to hopefully be traditionally published one day, I love watching them and getting that inspiration, so that it also encourages me to keep writing and hopefully one day get an agent myself. Question 5, I literally pretty much just answered this. Question 5 is, what is your favorite kind of authortube videos to watch? As I just mentioned, with all the people that I like to watch, I also mentioned what type of videos, and writing experiments are my favorite always. I just really love seeing people try something new and maybe get out of their comfort zone, but I also love vlogs, and I like chatty, in-depth discussion videos. So I love this on Authortube, but I also expand this, like the things that I watch the most on YouTube are video essays of varying topics. Like I can go all day watching video essays. And sometimes commentary too. So I do know there's a few channels like that do like gossip and stuff like that, but also like booktube or authortube related, and sometimes I find myself watching those as well. Question 6 is, do I have a favorite authortube video? And honestly, I don't think I do. There's nothing that comes to mind immediately when I go, oh, what's my favorite video? I don't know. I love a lot of videos, and I just love watching everyone's videos, but nothing has ever stuck out to me where I'm like, I will remember this forever and I'm going to go back to it and watch it again. And that's just probably because of how I am as a person, that I like to consume something and go on to the next thing when it comes to YouTube. So it's not necessarily anyone's fault. I just don't have the capacity to pick a favorite. Question number 7 is, your favorite book by an authortuber? And I feel like this is another loaded question. So I feel really bad because I own a lot of authortuber books. I've started collecting quite a few because I would like to read them. And I have read 2 authortuber books. Actually, I think I read 3 now, but they weren't my favorite. And I have expressed on this channel like why like things didn't work for me. So it's not like it isn't a personal attack on any authortuber. It's just that like the books weren't for me and they weren't what I would like out of a book. So I have not yet read anyone else's, and mostly it's due to 2 things: time management, because I suck at it, and time of year. I am definitely a mood reader, and sometimes like I would like to read books at a certain time based on like whatever the topic is. So for instance, for contemporaries, I do typically like to read them in the summer because they're easy to digest, especially when I'm on the go all the time. So the books that I've bought from authortubers or that are by authortubers, just haven't fit in where I would like to read them yet. And sometimes, honestly, too, I'm just not interested in reading their book at the same time. So I do own quite a bit. And maybe one day I'll be able to do like maybe a piled review of like all the books that I've read. Or maybe I'll make that a TBR one day of like reading books by authortubers, because again, quite a few. But I don't think I have a favorite at this point. So on that note, if you have a book and you're an authortuber and you would like me to read it, or you think I would like it, definitely recommend it. Or if you're just a viewer but you read a book by an authortuber and you would think I would also drive with it, just give me all the recommendations, because I'm super open and I would love to support more authortubers. I just have a bad time at managing my time. Question number 8 is, do I have any advice for someone who is thinking about starting an Authortube channel? And the only advice that I have is just do it. We're going to be Nike up in here. Just do it. For the longest time, I had always wanted to start a channel, and I pondered it for like 2 years, from like 2017 until 2019, I think, because I started doing more book pictures on Instagram and I got into the Bookstagram scene. And I always thought like, oh, a lot of the things that I like to do on Bookstagram, I can like transfer over to a YouTube channel, and I have all these ideas, but I never did it because I kind of chickened out. So I was prompted by someone else to make a video, and technically it was for a NaNoWriMo group that I was part of, and they technically didn't say I had to post it on YouTube, but I kind of took that leap and I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna make this video for our little group, maybe I'll just post it on the internet too. What's the worst that can come of it? And that's what I did. And then it was very positive and it was a good experience. And from there I was like, well, maybe I could post another video. And then I started posting more. And then all the ideas that I kind of kept in my back catalog that I never thought I would actually get to, I started bringing them forward. So the hardest part is starting something new because it's scary and it's unknown. But as soon as you do it and it's out of your hands, the more likely you are to do it again. Question number 9 is to recommend 3 more Authortube channels for you guys. So I have talked about a lot, and I'm going to kind of keep it brief and mention 3 more that I think you guys should be watching. The first one is Courtney Created. I have loved her content, and she's followed me for a little while before she started posting her own, and she is a lovely human being and also just a boss. Her videos are super inspiring. She's done some challenges and vlogs herself. I think she posted like a video almost every day for Camp Nano, which was incredible. And I'm pretty sure Sara also put her for this spot too, but her first video she ever did was writing like 18,000 words a day, and that is mind-boggling and also inspiring. So she's definitely someone that I think will just absorb the creative vibes from. So definitely go check her out. The second authortuber I'm going to recommend is Kelly Tai. She is a Canadian authortuber, and she has been journaling her process through vlogs on writing her novel, which she hopes to be a debut as well. And I just really like her vibe. She kind of seems fun and lighthearted, and I like that she writes kind of fantasy sci-fi too, so I definitely would recommend her. And the last channel I'm going to recommend is Anna Robbins, who is just a beautiful, wonderful, kind soul. She followed me and a couple other people when we were doing writing sprints. I want to say it was back in July, so Camp July of 2020. And she started posting her own videos as well. She's a NaNoWriMo like liaison, which is pretty cool. Like, so she helps coordinate all the events for her local NaNoWriMo chapter, and kind of myself being a part of that, but as like a member and not like the person who puts it together. I just think she's fantastic at it, and I would love to be a member of her NaNoWriMo squad because she just does such a good job, it seems. And I'm so excited to see her journey, but she also does like incredible vlogs. They're very like artsy and soft, and they're just so nice. So go check out all of them, as well as anyone else I mentioned in this video. The last question, which isn't really a question, but it's to tag 3 people you would like to see do this tag. And I'm probably not going to tag anyone. I think the people who are going to want to do this either are already filming it or have already put it up. And I just don't want to pressure anyone to do this tag because it is a lot to think about. But as always, if you watch my video and you're inspired to do this tag on your own, please let me know and I will also go watch yours. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video gives you guys some new people to follow and new content to watch, as some of the people I mentioned are pretty much veterans at this point and some people are up and coming and they deserve all the love as well. I post videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. I live stream occasionally and I video game live stream over on Twitch. And until next time, I'll see you then.